Hi everyone, welcome to 5 Quote Shakespeare, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone clips. If you like what you see, don't forget to like and subscribe, and be sure to visit my YouTube channel for a chapter-by-chapter analysis of the most important themes in the story. See the description for details. Thanks for watching. Now, Harry Potter Book 1 is, of course, a book for children, and children understand the world in caricature form, in very, very simple black and white form. And, of course, the Muggles in the early pages of this book are boorish caricatures of the worst aspects of the every person, the every man, the every woman. J.K. Rowling gets much, much subtler later on in the series, of course, as the final books are not for kids at all. Young readers, when we read this at the kiddie level, they are reminded of their seemingly dull parents going to seemingly dull jobs, do you see? And the kids see themselves as adventurous, put upon heroes oppressed by their really, really boring parents who tell them to brush their teeth, do you see? So it's for kids. But magic in this case is being used as a metaphor for creative imagination, which kids live in a world of imagination more so than many adults, because we have to go to Grunnings. We have to make drills. We have to make money to give you food, you little monster who thinks that I'm boring. So here's right off on page 1, we see the contrast between the boring Muggle existence and the magical, romantic, imaginative life of the child. So Mr. Dursley was the director of a firm called Grunnings, which made drills. Brilliant, right? He was a big, beefy man with hardly any neck, although he did have a very large mustache. So again, a caricature of this dull middle class. Mrs. Dursley, the same thing, thin and blonde, had nearly twice the usual amount of neck, which came in very useful as she spent so much of her time craning over fences, spying on the neighbors. Again, all these kind of these boring, typical, every person things to do. Very much a description right out of Roald Dahl. Beautiful. So the Muggles are depicted as these uncreative, middling middle class that we see. Now, of course, this isn't us, of course. We are the heroic, imaginative type, aren't we? Not you, dear reader, certainly not you. So here we see him again on page 5. Mr. Dursley hurried to his car and set off home, hoping he was imagining things which he had never hoped before because he didn't approve of imagination. So right at the start, we get a caricature of the every person. Again, it's quite simplistic, but it's for children, so fair enough. No originality, please. We're Muggles. Muggles is used in a very derisive way in the early chapters, not so later on, of course. J.K. Rowling's too smart for that. Now, in contrast to the Muggles, of course, the magic users are depicted as alluring, they're vital, they're full of mysterious potential, and a deeper, more meaningful knowledge, wisdom, and experience. That's basically what we've just been talking about in this video. It's the hero's golden treasure, hard fought from the depths of the unknown. That's what McGonagall and Dumbledore are depicted as at the beginning chapters. We don't know it consciously, but subconsciously we feel that they have something beyond. They have a wisdom that the young person is yearning for that's beyond this, DC. There must be more. There must be something that transcends the mundane reality of eating breakfast cereal and brushing your teeth afterwards. There must be more. And these magic users are depicted as the shaman, as the priests who go into the unknown of the subconscious, go into the unknown in the real world, and they bring back a knowledge of that unknown. So Dumbledore slipped the put outer, of course, that's the dark, the power of the subconscious, back inside his cloak and set off down the street towards number 4, where he sat down on the wall next to a cat. He didn't look at the cat, but after a moment he spoke to the cat. Weird things are happening. The unknown. Fancy seeing you here, Professor McGonagall. He turned to smile at the tabby cat, but it had gone. Instead, he was smiling at a rather severe-looking woman who was wearing square glasses exactly the shape of the markings the cat had seen around its eyes. So McGonagall, Dumbledore, associated with the powers of darkness, the good powers of darkness, the subconscious, the realm beyond, the transcendent realm beyond. That's where the shaman hero was supposed to go and bring back that knowledge. I have never seen any reason to be frightened of saying the word Voldemort. Now here we see again, what we're trying to establish here is that the magic users have knowledge beyond. There's courage. They've slain dragons. They've slain dragons that the Dursleys refuse to admit exist. who do not want to confront that. And these guys have confronted that. And Dumbledore has confronted the ultimate evil, the cosmic evil of Voldemort, and he's not afraid of it. I know you haven't, you said Professor McGonagall, sounding half exasperated, half admiring, but you're different. Everyone knows you're the only one you know who, oh, all right, Voldemort, was frightened of. You're the one that the ultimate power of darkness is frightened of. Now that's a hero. You flatter me, said Dumbledore calmly. Voldemort had powers I will never have. There's humility, great father figure, do you see? Only because you're, well, too noble. So he's noble, he's humble, he's powerful, he's courageous. He will look evil in the face and not turn away, unlike the world of the Gunnings, Drills merchant who refuses to look at the darker forces in the world, both negative and positive dark forces in the world. So here we are, the magic users are seen as this dynamic potential, this dynamic energy and power versus the everyday world of the Muggles. And Muggles are lovely people too, as J.K. Rowling knew, and she develops that later on. Okay, so related to all that is the fear of the unknown, which we've hinted at already, and even more importantly, Ressentiment.